Hello, 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 hello. Let's see if we can actually get a stream going. And hopefully, I remember to press all the right buttons. And that everyone can hear me. And, all the important things that go into doing a stream. Hi, everyone. If you can hear me and see the game. Oh, it'd help if I didn't have that chat open. Yeah, if you can hear me and see the game and everything, please let me know in chat. I am doing very, very good. Thank you, GunHub. And hi, Jets. And hi, Evan. Hi, everyone. Hi, Red. I am super excited because, obviously, we had the big announcement today of the Great One Roe deer, which, if you haven't seen, I did do a video on earlier. And I'm just really, really excited. I have wanted Great One Roe for a very long time, basically since Great Ones kind of started being a thing. So really, really excited that they're finally in the game. And yeah, now we're going to do a stream and take a bit of a look at some of the other things in early access. But you will have seen in the title that we do have a gold challenge. So as part of this, basically this early access and doing the streams and doing content, we have been set a challenge by EW as content creators to kill a gold or better with every single one of the new weapons. So in the brand new weapon pack, we have the Richardson 500, which is a class 8 to 9 rifle. We have the Alice Precision Shot 2506, which is, again, it's a 3 to 7, so quite a versatile rifle there. Then we have the Jonaros 17 HMR, which I know so many people have wanted a 17 HMR in the game for a really, really long time. So that's really cool to see, and that's a class 1 to 2. And then we have the Cassidy combination shotgun, which you can have, I think it's the 22, let me check which ammo it is. The 22 mag jacketed hollow point ammo, you can have those. And then you can put birdshot, buckshot in it, which actually changes the classes. So you can make this a class 1 gun, with birdshot and the 22, or you can make it a class 2 to 5 by adding, or I suppose 1 to 5 if you add the buckshot as well as the 22, which makes it quite an interesting weapon. And it means that I'll have to check what I'm actually shooting before I shoot it. Hello, hello everyone. Everything looks good, thank you, GunHub. Hi Scale Hunt, hi Culling Man, hi Jonathan, you're super excited for the 2506? Yeah. How the heck is every single body today? I think there's a lot of excitement, which is just fantastic. Now, we are here on Medved. I ran around here earlier, basically unlocking the map. You guys may have seen, not too long ago, I did another restart to try and get out of some burnout. So you can see I'm still level 29, I don't have max level and stuff yet since I restarted. But we are here on Medved, which I went around and unlocked earlier, because we're going to take a look at the moose. Now, I have shot one moose since I've had early access, because we have only had early access for one day. We were given it on, what day is it today? Thursday. So we were given access technically Tuesday night, but we couldn't get in until yesterday morning. And I had to, I was like, okay, there's new fallow deer furs, there's new moose racks, there's the guns, there's all these things. So I will go and unlock a couple of maps to be able to show, the moose racks and go and hunt for some fallow deer and see if we can find any of the new furs. So we're going to start by having a look at the moose. And let me tell you, from the one that I shot, they look so much better. You guys are going to be so impressed. The detail is incredible. So we will use the 500 on this guy, seeing as he's right here. If he would stand still again. You can already see, just as he stood there, the shape of the antlers is so much better. Heart shot. That gun sounds nice. Now, this is my first time using these weapons. I saved it all, basically, for this stream. So, I'm really, really excited to be able to play around with them. But that felt nice, and it sounded nice. You can't wait for the Great One Row scale hunt? Yeah, I'm super excited for them. Like, I'm just so excited. Guns look pretty cool, especially looking forward to the new Class 1 to 2 and small game rifle. Yeah, definitely. Oh, my biggest moose red, like, obviously not counting great ones because they look way bigger, but it's 301 point something, I can't remember. What's the new furs for fallow deer? I am unsure what they are, but hopefully we can go and look for some. But look at these racks. Look at the detail. Like, they're no longer, like, blurry. I was looking at, like, the previous racks and how they looked, and they were kind of just, like, really blotchy, like, squares, instead of having any real detail. But now they've actually got, like, proper detailing going on, and it makes such a difference. Like, the shading and everything, it makes the racks look so much more realistic. Like, really, really good. That's a really nice moose. I am so impressed. Like, because they've got such good models now, the antlers definitely were kind of holding them back, and this made me realise by how much, because, wow, they look fantastic. And the 500 did really, really well there. Like, that's gone actually almost all the way through the heart, looking at that, which is actually really good penetration. Yeah, impressed with that so far. So cool. So that's a gold straight away with the 500. So that one's technically done for this challenge. I am hoping that we can maybe do slightly better. If we can get diamonds with them all, that would be great. But as long as we get a gold with each of the rifles, I would be happy. And obviously the shotgun. But I would like to see if we can maybe do a little bit better with one or two of them at least. Hi, Teak. Hi, hi. Hi. Oh, I'm really impressed. This update's really cool. Like, for me, it's just fantastic. Because I love rares, which I'm sure if any of you have watched any of my videos, you'll know the rares are what really get me excited. So, having new furs added for the fallow, which I'm going to assume are rares, because everything else that they've been adding has been rares, like for mule deer and moose and stuff, they've all been rares, so I'm assuming they'll be rares. And then we've got the update for the moose antlers, which just makes moose way cooler than they already were, which they were already pretty good. And then the row on top of that. There's just so much to be excited for in this update, in my opinion. So that's a really small one. I'd like to see if we can get some of the bigger ones. Because I actually shot, the only one I've shot was a level 3, but he actually had a different sort of shape to his antlers than I've seen on, like, moose before the update. It was, I'm pretty sure it was a rack that existed, but they've tweaked the orientation on it. So they're kind of more upright, it looked like to me when I shot that one earlier. But literally, it was as I was running around. That's where I shot it. As I was running to get this outpost. But obviously, this is a fresh map, so there could be diamond moose, rare moose, or diamonds and rares of anything. So I figured, seeing as I wanted to look at moose, this would be a good place to start. I have unlocked most of Te Awaroa, and I have done most of Hirschfelden as well, for us to go and look for fallow deer. I'd like to, you know, imagine that maybe we could find one of the new furs between a couple of the maps. I haven't hunted them on Scotland yet. My Scotland is fully unlocked. And we are actually going to go over to Scotland, this is the plan anyway, during the stream, and talk a little bit about the roe deer Great One grind, because there's a lot of conversation going on about that, and I do want to talk about that, and talk about a experiment that I want to do. Because I want to grind on Scotland. Scotland is the map I want to grind on, but the river is going to be a pain. But I have an idea of maybe something that I could do to tweak it using the feeders. So, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's another level 3. We've got all the level 3 moose. But it was that rack, I think, that I shot earlier. And it looked very different from the right angle. if you were looking at it, it looked way more upright than it used to. And just way more realistic. Another level 3. All the level 3 moose. You love the straight pull design for the 500 Cullinger Man? Yeah, I really like it too. It's a really nice rifle from just that one shot that we just took. I think it's a really nice gun. It's 5 shots as well, isn't it? Or no, 4 shots, 4 shots. I wasn't sure if I'd reloaded. No, 4 shots. I mean, I can see myself using it on different hunts for sure. It sounded really nice, which is always a bonus. Now, whoever of these decides to give us a shot, I mean, I could just take him. Nice. It sounds so nice. Very clean. Yeah, like, you can see, like, that rack is sort of more upright. I saw it there. It just looks way better how they've changed how it is. That guy actually has, like, a pale rack. I haven't seen that yet. Got him going down. Obviously, we have a tiny moose there. But we will just focus on the couple of level 3s. Because that looked a lot paler to me than the other one. Interesting. I mean... if you're going to stand there, it's nice. And it hits the moose hard. That's nice. I like this gun. I really like this gun. The reload is really nice. The shape of the rifle is really nice. You would like to see how the 2506 handles class 7s? We can do that. We can definitely do that during this stream. We will shoot all the things. All of the animals. Because, yeah, like I'm still leveling up since I reset. Because I've been so busy. There's been so much happening. Like, I've been pretty unwell. And then I had to send my PC, or laptop rather, in to get a RAM upgrade. And so I was without it for a while. And so I've just been a little bit busy. Yeah, look at this. Look how much nicer this is. Like, the pale ends of the tines. Look at how nice that looks. They're, like, way cleaner. And you can see almost like the twisting in the antler as it goes. That looks so good. Doesn't it? I'm super impressed with how they've done on the moose update. I want to see them do this to whitetail and, you know, other species that maybe have some of the older antler designs. Reindeer, I mean, seeing as we're on Medved. Do reindeer, caribou, both species, just update them all to be that level of quality, because it's great. You use a 2506 IRL, it smacks whitetails. Well, we could go and shoot a couple of whitetail with it as well, and see how it does in-game. Where was the other one? Here. In here. Up in the bush. Hi, K-Flow, hi. No bad, you're guessing with the fallow, leucistic, erythristic red, and maybe erythristic isabeline? Yeah, those could be good. Yeah, look, like, it's a different shape. The colouring is slightly different. Oh, I love, hang on, if I get down. I love the hook on that tine. Like, the way it hooks up on both sides. That's so nice. Blacktail, whitetail need new antlers so bad. Yeah, like, if they could do this, like, these look so much better. It's unreal. I'm so impressed. Like, so impressed. I haven't been to the lodge either. That should be something we should do. We should go to the lodge and have a look at my big rack diamonds and see what they look like. And like my big troll albino, the level 5 that trolled, I wonder what the rack looks like on that now. Like, because I assume they all have updated. Ooh. I'm really intrigued. That could be so cool. Whitetail need a whole rework ammo. They don't have the best models and the antlers aren't very good. Yeah, the whitetail antlers make me quite sad. Like, I don't know. They definitely could do with some improvement. They keep updating all the deer but whitetails. You can't wait for them to. Yeah, it would be really nice when they do. Again, this looks so nice. That's a mismatched rack. Look at the colour difference. Do you guys see that? I don't know how well it will come through on stream. But, like, that one is a lot paler than this one. It doesn't look bad. Like, it's not a crazy mismatch. Because you also have, like, the tine on that side that's way lighter there. That it kind of matches. But there's a very clear colour difference. So it's not just texture difference. There is colour difference. I wasn't crazy. Because that's two different antlers. That's really cool. Oh, you can really see it in the harvest screen. Like, the one on the left is like a more reddish brown. That's really cool. If I tilt it like that because of the light. Yeah. I wonder if there's, like, randomization with that, or if certain racks will just be certain colours. The moose do look amazing. They really do. It looks like something that can happen IRL. Yeah, definitely. Antlers aren't uniform, right? That's something I always say, is like, they're not always perfect. That's a good moose. I want to take a look at that rack. But yeah, antlers are so often just not exactly the same. So I like to see a bit of variation like that. Whitetail deer are one of the most hunted deer IRL. They need the glow-up treatment bad. Definitely. Definitely agree. Roe deer have had it basically in all aspects except, like, their normal racks now. I'd love them to do this to roe deer, like, for the non-great ones, because the great one racks just look so incredible. Yeah, whitetail, blacktail, elk could definitely do with it. There's a lot that they could really do with, like, retexturing like this, because this is amazing. That looks really nice even from here. You still don't have so much money already on my new save. You struggle to get into the 20Ks. I just went to Emerald Coast and I've been running the coast and also just shooting everything in sight like this. Yeah, that's basically all I did. Emerald Coast, I think, was the second map I went through to basically just to get to the coast. I did a lot on Scotland, just because there's a lot of good small game for, like, just to get a little bit of a start, and then went to Emerald Coast to get a few levels. That looks nice. That looks really nice, actually. Again, like, they look so much more textured, it's unreal. Compared to how flat they used to look. Like, that actually looks like it's got ridges in it. Even, like, up to the points. That looks really good. And another gold, obviously, for the Richardson. Dang, the moose got such a glow up. Let's go down to this lake, because it's another lake I really like for the moose. You've been shooting geese on Revontuli. Geese are very good for the catch and XP. The thing with ducks and geese is if you set up in, like, a tripod or a blind, I prefer a tripod, about 150 meters away, get yourself the 22, you can just sit there and plink one bird after another. You just wait for them to calm down in between shots. And you can take out the whole flock. And then you just walk over and pick up all of the ducks or all of the geese. And if you're on, like, Salswiesen, there's a spot that I like to go to for grey lags, where I'll have greylags and tundra bean geese, as well as widgeon, gadwall, and ferruginous ducks. So you can have, like, either the decoys or the caller, your choice, and just sit there, and just flock after flock after flock will come in. And like I said, if you just sit there and just plink away slowly, it's, like, it's not, a particularly difficult, or, like, you're not having to run around and track and stuff like that. But in terms of making money and XP, pretty darn good. Is there a polymer tip for the 500 round? When I went into the store, I only saw the soft points, but I will double check. The croc grind feels very slow for you. You have to try it again, though. Yeah, I kind of do crocs and banteng, because I can't stop myself chasing banteng. I have hunted so many banteng, and I still don't have a single rare male. I have multiple rare females for both melanistic and albino, but not a single rare male. And it's like, please, please, I keep trying to hunt just specifically for a rare male. They just don't exist. I even really, like, thoroughly herd managed banteng at one point to try and get, like, a super rare, but I just kept getting an awful lot of diamonds and nothing else, so I kind of just stopped after a while. Yeah, just place the electronic cooler and 50 meters back, place a tripod and blast the geese and stuff with a shotgun. Yeah, exactly. It works pretty well. You can do it with, like I said, with a shotgun, or just sit and do the 22. Hello, mooses. A few meese. I'm still looking for an acromella. I've had a couple of mosaics now. Do you know, it took me so long to get a mosaic, and then I was in multiplayer on Medbed and found 2 in one session, and it was like, that is just Call of the Wild to a T. You spend forever looking for something, and then you finally find it, and then there's like 5 more. I think those are like mostly racks we've already seen. It looks like it. I tell you what we'll do. Let's hop over to the lodge. Oh, first we will claim our 3,000 cash from doing the challenge. Let's go to my lodge. Let's go to my lodge and see what the racks for, like, some of the big trophy moose look like. Hey, babe. Hi, babes, Bandy. You're a rare male, or do you not count? You are a rare male. Oh, wow. Oh my god, that looks incredible. Oh my. Guys, look at that. That's my troll albino that just barely didn't make diamond, and I mean just barely. Oh my god, look at that. How much better that looks. Oh my god. I love it. That's actually incredible. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Hang on. He is so cool looking with that updated rack. Like, you can see it's the same, like, shape generally, but just the added texture and colouring makes that, wow, just so much better. Right, Teak? Yeah. That is... Oh, look at the detail from the, like, the back as well. Like, it's got the proper, like, ridges in there. And the grooves. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is such an upgrade. Wow. I'm genuinely so stoked about that. And then, if I turn around... Oh, did I not put him back up? Let's put up a big diamond. So, let's remember how to do the filters. Filters. Mammals. Deer. Animal class. Class 8. So we have my mosaics. That looks... a lot better now. There we go. Let's put that guy up. I mean, sheesh. Look at that. That's wild. Look at how much more, like, dish-shaped the actual rack looks. Like, in those big paddles. It doesn't look flat anymore. That's really beautiful. Oh, wow. That's actually stellar. Look at that. There's so much detail in there. Actually incredible. The artists have outdone themselves with that. Actually amazing. Oh. I'm so pleased about that, though. This guy. Because he kind of didn't look as good as I wanted him to. Because that's a troll, that's a super rare, that's a super rare, that's a super rare. And then obviously the two great ones. And then I have the super troll, that's a super troll, and just a nice gold. And then another super rare. But this guy, like, I wanted him in this corner. Like, kind of with the other sort of similar level trophies. But now, like, he just looks... He fits in so much better. Like, with the newer models and stuff. That is actually crazy how much of a difference the rack upgrades make. Now, let's see... Did they do anything to... I don't think they did anything to the Great One racks, right? Yeah. Okay, but this is still a good comparison, right? Look at how... Sort of, like I said, like, blurry... those textures are. The Great Ones kind of really need this now. But yeah, like, they're really blurry, kind of just, like, patches of colour. They don't have that kind of detail. And then you compare that to what we've just seen. Do I have any moose in here? No. You compare that to what we've just seen with the, like, the normal, quote-unquote, moose now. That's actually wild. I low-key think that that looks better now. I just love the shading on it. That's so beautiful. I'm so stoked. Okay. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, that was worth. Okay. So now should we go and have a look at some fallow deer? Now we've had a look at the moose racks. Let's go to Tay first, because I do... lodge noises. I do want to go to Scotland later. Man, I'm stoked about that. The moose are gonna be, like, probably one of the best species in game now, in terms of model quality. Oh, what time do fallow deer drink? It's been so long. Like, you can see I didn't do all of it. I kind of mainly focused on areas where fallow deer are. It's 10 o'clock something, isn't it, for fallow deer? It's been so long since I bothered to hunt fallow. After that torturous fallow deer grind. 15 great ones to get one singular silver fur. Oh, I am really, really happy with that, though. I do wonder if there's going to be new rack shapes as well for, like, diamonds and stuff. I expect there probably is. Right? Because they did the same kind of deal with mule deer. They gave them updated textures and a few new racks. Let's make it like that time. And then we'll walk over there. They still didn't fix the lodge noises? Yeah. Lodge noises could do with a little bit of removing, because they are a bit loud. But hopefully we can take a look at some fallow, and regardless if there's anything decent, we will shoot them with the precision shot. Your Tay is only where you've been grinding fallow, Gunhub? Yeah. I did start making my way this way, and then I was like, actually, I want to go on Medved as well, just so that we can go over there to look at moose, because Medved is my preferred moose map. It's where I did all my moose grinding. I just know it in and out for moose. And obviously, it's not hard to know it in and out for moose. They're kind of everywhere, but I just really, really like it for them. So, I figured I would do that. And obviously, Tay is so good for fallow. I thought, okay, we'll come over here, get these areas unlocked for fallow. And then Hirsch has got fallow everywhere, so did that as well. But obviously no guarantees that we'll find any of the new furs. If they are rare. Obviously if there's anything that looks out of place, we will know. But I am assuming that they will be on the rarer side. But I don't think we know any of the rare, or new furs, I should say. I haven't seen anybody say that they got any. If you guys have seen any other content creators say that they have, then feel free, obviously, to tell me. But yeah, I don't think I have seen anybody say that they did. And then we can head over to Scotland and do some hunting. Also, I think this patch... Was it this patch that they said that they were going to try and fix whatever issue was with the haggis? That would be good if they have. Ah, fallow. Roe deer Great One is trash. I completely disagree. As an avid... I mean, I can't say hunter of roe, because I've never actually shot one myself, but I have tracked many, I have photographed many, I have just been around a lot of roe in my life, and I absolutely love them. I think they are one of the coolest deer species that get some of the wildest, like, deformities and malforms in their antlers, and also some of the most incredible trophies, in my opinion. I'm super excited. And honestly, the great ones, in terms of racks, are super, like, close to a lot of real life records. And I'm really impressed with it. That did really good. That doe's gonna get right in my way. Nice. Pretty good rifle. How is Tay for tar? My understanding is it's actually pretty good. I haven't hunted them a ton myself, actually, to be honest, on this map. Because I did so much over on Sundar Batan. You know, obviously 10 Great One tar. I didn't really feel the need to start a grind over here. Dang, that's some penetration. But yeah, everything that I've seen for people saying is that it's pretty good for tar on this map. That's really good, actually. Because it actually hit the spine and continued going. I like that. That's very nice. These are all looking very much like fallow we've seen before. And we have a gold. That's why I shot this guy first. This guy, I knew with this rack would be a gold. And again, very, you know, decent penetration from the precision shot. Seems to be a pretty good rifle. Yeah, it seems to be performing pretty decently so far, but that's 2 of the golds that we need. I bet there's probably, like, there's probably a gold mallard in there that we could take, but I'd like to get something better. Have we seen the other racks for the roe deer? We've only seen the, like, the one that was in the big picture that I had in the video, and then, the ones that were kind of walking around in that one, short that they posted. Unfortunately, was really low quality no matter what I did. You assume they're in the mountains with chamois? Yeah, they're exactly where the chamois are. They share the same range on this map. See, these all look very similar. I'm gonna say then that the new furs must be rare, because uncommons, like, okay, white is classed as an uncommon for fallow deer, and look how many we've seen already. So, you think the fur type is trash for the roe deer? Again, I disagree. I think they're really nice, personally. But, obviously everyone's gonna have their own opinions on it. But yeah, I think it's super nice what they've done with the roe. They're not extremely unrealistic either. Like, I can imagine certain circumstances with, like, the, especially, like, the black and white one being, like, a piebald variant. I couldn't get my, controller to want to line up that shot. Can't please everyone? Yeah, of course. I think they're gorgeous, and I'm super excited about going to hunt them. And that is the plan, is that after looking for some fallow and looking at the moose tracks, which we've done, that we'll go over to Scotland and start talking about roe. You're setting up at 3 Bottom Lakes for roe deer on Quattro. So that's something I was looking at earlier in the Discord, because I do enjoy the talking about strategy and how everyone's going to approach the grind, because obviously everyone has their own little idea of what they think's going to work better and their own plans and everything. I do see, like, why Quattro is probably going to be quite good. I just don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want to deal with the river on Quattro. I just don't. And I know that that's probably, I don't know, a me thing. I just don't like the river and having to go back and forth on it on Quattro. I really don't. But I'll try Scotland and see what my idea, if it works or not, because it might not work. If it works, grand, Scotland will be the map that I stay on. If it doesn't, maybe I'll adjust to Quattro. But at the end of the day, until people try things out and see what works best, we're not going to know, right? It was like the fox grind. When the Great One Fox came out, everyone was like, oh my god, what do we do? And then the island method kind of got talked about, and then there we go. I wonder if roe deer, like fox, have a coast method on Scotland? They might. I honestly don't know what the ideal strat is going to be. Is there going to be any pop reset? As far as I know, from everything the devs have said, no pop resets. Which is marvellous. It's what we like to see, no pop resets. So no one's going to have anything get affected by that, which is grand. I hear more ducks. Woo, Scotland, not biased. Well, that's partly why I want to do it on Scotland, because roe are such an iconic British deer species, right? They are such a big deal. Basically in Europe, but, you know, in England, there's been some incredible record roe in England and Scotland, just Britain in general, and I just feel like it's what I want to do is have at least one great one off of Scotland, because obviously I am from Britain and it's as close to a home ground map as I have in this game, really. Hirsch would be a second closest, but yeah, I would really like to get one on Scotland. Also, I just like Scotland more in terms of scenery, which, as you guys will probably know, if you have seen any of my videos with Great Ones, it's quite a big deal for me, is where they actually are, not just getting one. So, yeah. A class 2 to 7 rifle? Yeah, it's good as well. It feels good to shoot, seems pretty powerful. I'm pretty impressed by it so far. And hi, Danny, how you doing? Great One Lion would have been awesome. You got your hopes up when you saw the new 8 to 9 gun. I do think a Great One Lion will happen eventually, but I do think we will see a new Scotland map. Yes, lions in Scotland. A new Africa map before we see a Great One for any Vrohonga species, because I think that every species on Vrohonga needs a rework in some way or another. Like, whether it's a full rework of body and horns, if they have horns, or tusks in the case of warthogs. And, like, warthogs need to be made bigger. The lions need just a complete overhaul. The Cape Buffalo, their models look really quite rough if you compare them to the water buffalo. So, I think everything kind of needs to be adjusted. And I just don't see them doing that until there's potentially another map that those species could be on. Because if you follow, like, the trend of which species get reworks, it is when they are coming out onto a new map, or they're getting a great one. And it makes sense, right? Because they have to spread their time out to obviously accommodate for all the things that they do. Because we do get a lot of content in this game. Like, a lot of content. I don't think people realise, most of the time, how spoiled we are from, like, compared to other games in general, just in any category. We get a lot of content. And it does make sense that they go, okay, we're doing a new Africa map, so let's tweak some of the already existing Africa species, make them look better, bring them up to date, and then we can have those on that map, and then it updates an older map as well as bringing them to a new map. So, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense, in my opinion. I know not everyone necessarily agrees, but then you look at this update, the only paid part of this update is the guns. Right? Those incredible new moose racks, totally free. You can play those, like, play the game as completely base game, and you've got that upgrade for the moose racks, because you can hunt them on Leighton. And to me, that's incredible. Like, that's... You don't have to pay a single thing for that. The fact that there's always free content as part of the updates as well. And the Great One Row is free. I had someone say to me in a comment that they wished that Great Ones were DLC only. Like, you had to pay for them as DLC. And I think they wanted you to be able to buy Great Ones to have on the map. Because they said it for people that don't have time for grinding. And I was just like... But they're free. Like, you don't have to do anything. If you own a map that Great One is on, and, you know, almost all of the Great Ones are base game available, you have a chance of coming across one. Which, that's a large piece of content in that way. We are content spoiled? Definitely. Yeah, but you would take one less weapon pack a year for more maps. But the thing is... I don't think one less weapon pack would equate to a map. Or even close to a map. It's probably an animal from a map. Like, the maps take a lot of development. They have to. Just based on the fact that if it's a full-size map, not like Salzwiesen, because Salzwiesen is the only smaller map we have in the game. If it's a full-size... full quality map with as many species as the newer maps have. So say, you know, anywhere between 15 and 20 species. That's a lot of work. Like, they have to do all the animations, all the rigs, every single fur type. If they've got antlers, all the different antler types or horn types. They have to do all the home ranges. Then they have to do all the environment detail as well to make it look right. There's so much that goes into it. I think, that doesn't fully get appreciated. Weapon packs are an interesting one, because I do kind of agree that maybe we are a bit oversaturated at times with weapon packs, and there are things I would prefer to see in some cases. Like, I want to see a new trophy lodge. Definitely want to see a new trophy lodge. But again, it's what they have the bandwidth for, I think, is the gamer industry term. It's, oh, we only have the bandwidth for a certain amount, right? But they don't fix bugs, says the Call of the Wild hater. Yeah, as if there isn't, like, a huge list with every single update. And the bug fix, you don't have to, obviously, pay for. It's just completely free. Personally love the new weapons. Started playing console release. The game is getting a bit stale 8 years in. Honestly, totally fair. Like, totally fair. That's the thing, as well. Everyone is going to have their different thing that they're more excited for. There's definitely people that play this that are way more of a weapons enthusiast than I am. I don't know a lot about guns. I will fully admit that. If I need to talk about actual, say, real-life comparisons of guns, I have to go and research it before I talk about it in a video. I will ask people who use those weapons. I will watch videos on them, just stuff like that. I don't know much about guns. I'm pretty happy if I've got a gun that covers that species to just use that. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to know. That gun work, that gun good. So for me, weapon packs aren't always the biggest deal. So, like, in this update, for me, the free content is more of what I'm excited for. I do like the guns, though, saying that. And I can definitely see me using some of these on things like Great Ones. Like, if I get a Great One row ever, I can see me using one of these rifles, or even the shotgun, to take a Great One row. And that's what I do with having a sort of an expansive list of weapons. But I know there are people that like to tailor specific loadouts for specific things, whether it's maps, species hunts, and it's nice for them to be able to have that option, even though it's not necessarily my big thing, right? Not everything has to revolve around what I like. And that was something I was talking about earlier with the roe. I saw a lot of people saying no one cares about roe deer. Well, actually, if you speak to European players, we're probably going to be slightly more passionate about roe deer than maybe someone in America who's never seen a roe deer. Or, you know, another country and they've never seen a roe deer. It's the same as when it's something in America, there might be, or, I don't know, what other areas? It's normally, people say about the America maps, is why I'm saying it. Like, I've never seen a moose in real life. I still really like the moose, but the roe deer have a special place in my heart in particular, because they're literally out in the field by my house. I see them, so it's like, they're really close to home. And if I saw one of these roe deer in real life, I would freak out. I have seen a couple of non-typical roe in real life, but nothing like these world records. Seeing one of those in real life would actually blow me away. One of the things Flinter does so well, you just can't do, is utilising so many different weapon loadouts when hunting different maps. Yeah, I'm really bad for it. I kind of just have one loadout that works for every map, because I find if I'm like doing multiplayer hunts, looking for trophies, it gives me the ability to get into a map and just go. If I have a weapon that covers every single class for everything, like, it means I don't have to worry about spending time changing weapons. And I tend to be someone who I'll look through the multiplayer list, and if there's a few Scotland maps open, then I'll try a couple of Scotland maps. And then I might go, oh, I fancy going to Medved to look for rare moose, and then I fancy going to Yukon Valley to look for something. Whereas Flinter, I think, does a lot more map-specific hunts, right? From, you know, talking to him and hearing some of the struggles with that when there's no multiplayer servers open for certain maps. What challenge is it? So the challenge is we have to take a gold or better with each of the new weapons in this weapon pack. So we've already ticked off the Richardson 500, and we've already ticked off the, I'm going to say Alice. I'm not sure how else I'm supposed to pronounce that. Alice Precision Shot. So we did a gold moose and a gold fallow. And we now need to do the 17 HMR and the Cassidy combination shotgun. But I'm thinking we will probably tick both of those off over on Scotland. if we do manage to tick every single one of these off, I do actually get 4 DLC codes to give away for the new weapon pack. Which is really, really cool. I kind of forgot to mention that earlier. That is why we're doing the challenge. For every single one that we get a gold or better for, I get a DLC code for this weapon pack to give away. So far, we are 2 in, but we can get another 2 if I can get at least 2 more golds, which I think is very doable. It's a very nice treat from Expansive Worlds to be able to share the love. It's definitely been an interesting early access. And I'm really glad that I can stream these days because, like I said, we didn't have a whole lot of time. So the fact I can stream makes it a little bit easier because we can just sit and chill like this. Hello, pigs. But all of these fallow deer look completely normal. So they've got to be rare, the furs, whatever they are. And I don't know, do we know how many there are? I think it's 3. I want to say I read that it's 3. But I can't remember where I might have read that it's 3. Imagine if I get a diamond. That would be really nice. I would like to think that maybe we can get a diamond something today. Especially seeing as a lot of the maps that I want to bounce between haven't been particularly hunted. I did think we might see a diamond fallow, perhaps, but we haven't seen anything big for them yet in particular. Also, are we coming near to the end of their drink time? Yeah, we are. Change of plan. Let's go here, because I don't feel like running all the way along the coast. But yeah, it's very, very kind of EW to give us this little challenge. And as soon as we got the challenge, I said, well, I am going to do that all in one stream so that I can just tick them off one by one as we go. And so far, as we've switched between weapons, it's been very simple. Very simple indeed. This lake here is normally great for fallow, and as you can see, I have not hunted here at all. This lake round here has quite a bit of fallow normally as well, so we will go there after. Just believe in myself and we will get a diamond. That, yeah, I hope. I mean, I did shoot some roe deer over on Scotland earlier. Imagine if we go there and there's a great one. That would be crazy. I was just running around unlocking the last couple of points that I hadn't fully unlocked. Again, ready to start talking about the roe deer grind in today's stream. And I just, every time I saw a roe, I was taking them out as I went along. So there's always the chance. You never know. Stranger things have happened. I mean, look at the my Great One Wolf. The very first ever Great One Wolf in the entire world was just because I was shooting wolves whilst testing out stuff in that early access, and a Great One Wolf showed up. That's still one of the craziest moments I've ever had in this game. And the fact, again, everybody was asleep. Every other content creator, anybody that I could actually tell that there was a Great One Wolf on my map, because obviously we're all under the same NDA, there was no one I could tell. So I was just sat there panicking because there was a Great One Wolf. That was one of the moments that I will never forget with this game. And that was the longest wait for any early access. Like, waiting for embargo to lift it was just ridiculous. I was messaging Jaxiebeard like, I can't think about anything else. Just waiting for this embargo to lift so that I can share with people what happened. You change your loadout almost every hunt, Culligan Man. That's honestly fair play to you for that. Oh, hello. Looky there. We have a new fur. That's very obviously different. Look at you, pretty. That's really pretty, whatever that is. Leucistic, maybe? It's like the white fur, but paler. But that's new. Like, very obviously new. We found one! It paid off! We found one. Oh, that's awesome. I was really hoping we would find one, like, on this stream, that we'd find one of the new furs. I'm really pleased. Like, look at this for a group of fallow as well. Like, you've got the chocolate in there, you've got some of, like, the normal spotted, you've got the dark spotted, you've got the white fur type, and then we have this very obviously rare doe. That's so cool! And we're gonna shoot it with the new Alice Precision Shot 2506. She's really pretty. It's almost like the erythristic. Oh, it would help if I could speak. It's almost like the erythristic Isabelline mule deer does. That's what that reminds me of, because it's kind of got that very pale golden coloration. Nice, nice. And she's just gonna go down right there. Awesome! A brand new rare with a brand new rifle. That's so awesome. Oh, I'm really, really excited. No, not melanistic and not albino, just the uncommon white fur type and the uncommon chocolate fur. But it's so good to see, like, so much variation with the fallow, because in real life, again, as someone who sees a lot of fallow deer in real life, that's what they look like in their herds, because they are so varied with their coat colours. So that was actually really cool, just seeing all the different colours in that one group. So cool that you can see the faint spots on her back. Yeah, let's have a close look at her. Because she's really pretty. It's a shame there's no... Is there any there's no mounts, is there, that use any fallow deer does? I'm still going to tax her, in hopes that one day we do. Oh, look at that. See what I mean about that, like, golden coloration? That really does remind me of the Isabelline fur, the erythristic Isabelline on the mule deer. Like, the nose as well, having, like, the darker colour. And I think the nose itself is, like... Yeah, it's like a pinkish. But just there, that darker patch. Yeah, it really does remind me of the mule deer does. And they've got the golden eyes. Oh, she's so pretty. Leucistic. Oh, wow. So they've added leucistic fallow. Oh, they're really pretty. I really, really like that. That's a great addition. How perfect. Beautiful double lung shot with the Alice Precision Shot. 25-06. Just perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for out of this hunt. A new fur, new rare, with a new rifle. That's awesome. But yeah, oh, I love that you can still see, like, the markings. That's beautiful. Oh, wow. I wonder what the bucks look like. Obviously, this is the doe. I wonder if the bucks look very similar. Oh, that's so cool. What a beautiful rare. Oh, I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier. That's just perfect. That for an early access hunt, I couldn't be happier. Awesome. That's so cool. Heck yeah. Huddle mount should be for all species and either sex. That would be good. If you could just make it whatever species and, you know, all bucks, all does, or a mix. That would be great. Putting hashtag Mel famous in there, Bandy. You You know what would be cool? If there's a new melanistic variant for the fallow that looks similar to the old melanistic with the spots. That would be cool. I wonder if they could do it as like a melanistic charcoal, like with the grey wolves, right? Because it's not quite as dark, but you can still see the spots. And like the melanistic charcoal on the wolves it's, you know, almost, it's that dark coloration, but it still has like the markings almost, but faint. That would be cool if they did something like that. Is the 17 HMR any good? We haven't tried the 17 HMR yet. When we go over to Scotland shortly, we will try it out. I feel like Scotland is a very good map to test the 17 HMR on, because there's a lot of small creatures. And also the Cassidy shotgun. Shotgun, it's a combination shotgun, isn't it? Yeah, combination shotgun. I have to remember to call it by its proper name. But I do just want to check round this lake and see if we can potentially find anything else cool for fallow, because that was awesome. I'll probably make a clip of that, a short out of the finding a new rare with a new rifle. I'm gonna take him because he's just stood there and like... Well, not if you do that. Thank God. Not quite got the breath control on this character yet. Nice reload. I do really like the animations on these guns so far as well. They're very nice. Very clean. It's a nice big level 4. What are the new rares? So we just shot one, which was a leucistic. So I don't know what the other ones are yet, but we do know one of them is leucistic. And they look beautiful. Like, really, really beautiful. I'm super impressed. I do wonder what the other ones might be. They have sort of been going with a trend of adding erythristics, so wouldn't be surprised if there is an erythristic variant, whether it's Isabeline or just erythristic golden, you know, whatever variant they decide to go with. Because they do seem to have a few different variants for things. Salzwiesen would be good too, definitely, yeah, for the 17 HMR. Let my heart rate calm down again. Such a nice animation on that bolt. So far, really actually impressed with the guns. I was really impressed by the performance of the 500 on the Moose. It took them down really quick. I don't know if it would be quicker than the 300, but it did kind of feel quicker. But I think I'd have to, like, actually physically time it to make sure and actually compare it properly. But it felt very fast that those moose went down. It didn't seem to take long at all. And I know they will run away with the 300 sometimes. After 8,000 moose kills. Just for one great one. If I had the 500 now, I'd probably lean towards using that at the minute. Did I find any new moose racks, or do you have to get respawned to see the new ones? So, all of the racks, I can't say if there is any new ones or not, in terms of shape, but all of the racks have got updated textures, and shading and colouring. Literally all of them. And you don't need respawns for that. Just everything, including the ones in your lodge. They've got, like, updated textures, and they look so much better, it's insane. Like, so much better. We were taking a look at the couple of moose in my lodge. Both some big diamonds and a big super troll I had. And they looked really, really good with the new textures. I'm being really, like, careful. Like, is that different? Is that not different? I think that's just normal spotted, that doe. Is it? It is, right? Like, because I know there's new furs, I'm being really, like, just looking really cautiously at every fallow deer. Just in case. It's because some of the new rares have been subtle on different things, but I do think that was just a spotted in the sunlight. Grab this information point thing as we go by as well. Extra XP while I'm still leveling up. Fun comparison would be the 470 versus the new 500, and the new 500 would absolutely decimate it, I think.
Trying to get slightly different variations of the same photo. Why can't they just stand back and enjoy it?
Yeah, so far from what I've seen, I think the new 500 would very, very much outshine the 470. Right, so I think we will, in a second, head over to Scotland and see if we can't get 2 golds with the new weapons, and also just run around and look for any potential interesting trophies whilst we do so. And especially focus on killing any roe deer that we come across. But I couldn't be more pleased that we have found a new rare, and we managed to get a good look at the fallow. The moose. You thought with the muleys, when they got new racks, the old ones were updated, but without a pop reset, it was only new respawns that had the new racks. So, with the mule deer, it was a little bit different, I think. Because the mule deer, how they've done it, like, the mule deer, it wasn't every rack that got updated. There was still some of, like, the old racks, and then there was some new racks for, like, diamonds and stuff. Whereas with the moose, every single one is new, if that makes sense. Like, they are still, like, the old shape and stuff for some of them. I don't know whether any new shapes exist, is the thing. I'm assuming there may be 1 or 2, maybe only diamond ones or something. But every single rack is updated. Every single one. So as part of the update, when you look at any moose, they'll all have way better looking antlers than before. Because it's not, like, blurry. It's fully textured now with the, like, detailing on the racks, if that makes sense. Whereas the mule deer, it wasn't quite the same way. Then the 470 should be opened to Class 8. Honestly, yeah, the 470 is so, in my opinion, like, it's just not a good gun. I never touched the 470. I have no reason to use it at all. Except Great 1 racks. Yeah, except for the Great 1 racks on the Moose K-Flow, you're right. For some reason, unfortunately, they have not had the same treatment. Maybe it's because they're Great 1s, it's like something to do with the coding. But I seriously think they need it now, because the Great 1 racks look flat, I think would be a good way to describe it, in comparison to all of the non-Great 1 racks. Which makes the non-Great 1 racks texture-wise and detail-wise, look way better than the Great One racks. And obviously the Great One racks should be the pinnacle of the trophies that you hunt for moose, or, you know, whatever species really, but specifically talking about moose, and they currently now look less good. Obviously they're impressive in their own way in terms of being extremely large and unique, but the quality of the actual antler doesn't look as good. So, yeah, that's definitely something I will leave some feedback about. But I imagine it's probably a coding thing. A pine marten. That would be a rather good test subject for the 17 HMR. Now, how far was that? No, don't move. Okay. No, do the stand up and stay still. Bruh. Oh, he's going to rest? Okay. How far is that? Actually, I wonder. I mean... About that far. That was nice. Okay. That was a really clean shot from the 17 HMR. I'm not gonna lie. That absolutely, decimated that poor pine marten. But this should be a goal. It should be. So, hopefully... Indeed, we have a sleepy gold pine marten. Double luck. Wow. Oh, look at the tiny little bullet path. Damn, the 17 HMR's powerful then. Because that went all the way through. So, who was it that was asking about the 17 HMR just now? That's how good it is. That's pretty good for something that covers class 1, I would say. Going straight through double lung, all the way through, literally basically as far as it could go. Going through the bone and stuff. Actually, is it through the bone? No, not quite. Just going through sort of the muscle. But yeah. Super good from the 17 HMR. Now we only need one more gold, and that's with the combination shotgun. But yeah, that's nice. I like the 17 HMR. That felt powerful. And it slapped. Yeah, it did, K-Flow. It did slap. That's really nice. Very accurate as well, I feel like, for where I aimed. Obviously, we can do some more testing as we run around. This is kind of why I wanted to come to Scotland. Just for the rest of this, for the last 2 weapons, and obviously any roe deer will get absolutely smacked. But yeah, there's obviously the pine marten, there's the mink, there's hares. There's a few things we can test it out on. I mean, we can even test the 17 HMR on a roe deer, just to see what it performs like on something a bit big for it. That's something I quite often will test with certain weapons, is how good they are on above and under. Just to see how they do in comparison to other weapons. I love this map. It's so pretty. There's another pine marten over there, another level 4. There's a fox. Female fox. I have also been shooting fox on this map. Another fox. There's a male fox. Let's see if we can get the fox. With the 17. Right, as you say, Gunhub, should try the 17 on fox. That's what I was thinking. I was going to go for the level 6 female, but there is apparently a male just over yonder, so we will see if we can get eyes on him. And if we can, we will use him as a test subject for the 17 HMR. This is when I'd love it if we just saw a haggis bumbling around. Can I try the 2506 on a red deer, please? Yep, no problem. We can head up into the higher parts of the map and try it on a red deer in a minute. That is easy peasy. If I forget between now and then, do tell me again. I'm hoping this fox is going to be resting. Because everything else is resting. I mean, there is those if I need them. So if I don't see this guy... Ah, here we go. There's a female. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm guessing that was, yeah, probably the pair over there then, and now they're in the wind. Well, that doesn't matter too much, because we have that one there, which will do. Doesn't really matter, to be fair. Just scan and make sure it's not, like, directly in front of me, behind the grass. Okay, we'll just use this one that was curled up then, I think. To test. That one right there. It was about 100 metres. I'll 0 for 75. No, I'll 0 for 150. Well, the 17H Mar, yeah. It kills fox very, very quickly. That is a great gun. Holy. I'm a big fan of the 17. Damn, that was, instant. Hi, Mr. Schrader, how are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome into the stream. Gosh, that was, that poor fox. And you can use that on the pine line, ethically. Let's see what that was like. Was that even a vital hit? Oh, it was in the spine. That's why it was a bit high. Okay, let's get one that's in the lungs. But even still, like, it didn't run from that. I'm impressed. A vertebrae shot and it didn't run from the 17? It's pretty darn good. That was the 17 HMR, Evan. The new 17 HMR. That was very impressive. But now I require another fox. Oh. Look at the tiny roe deer. Hi. A test subject has appeared. Actually, there's a couple... Did they not flee? I guess not. Yeah, no, they didn't care. It absolutely went... I shot a curled up pine marten, Mr. Schrader, and it literally went through double lung and then out, like, through the back legs. All the way through. Hello, Mr. Fox. Thank you. Hi, Shotgun Outdoors. So, knowing that it may be... Okay, let's go 75. Get this fox to turn my way again. Decimated. Like, that had to have been vitals and he is very dead. There goes another pine marten. Yeah, it slaps. 17 HMR's goated. Absolutely. Yeah, it seems so, Mr. Schrader. That had to have been vitals. So, yeah, it's clear vitals. So, a spine shot. We had a fox vertebrae shot, it didn't run. And now, yeah. Look at it's like halfway through the fox. Like, not a problem. That's wild. That is actually wild. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. Like butter. Straight through. You don't have to worry about a frontal shot not penetrating. Heart and double lung at 85 meters with the 17 HMR. And you can use that on rabbits and hares and pine marten. That's crazy. I enjoy the 17 HMR. That might be a new loadout gun. Genuinely. I kind of want to shoot another pine marten with it. See if we can get one of these to stand still. There we go. Smoked. Actually fantastic rifle. That is wild. Look at all the pine martens. Hi. All the pine martens. That's freaking fantastic. That is. I am impressed with this weapon pack so far. 500 was really good. The precision shot was really good. I mean, that poor pine marten. Yeah, the 20, I can never say it right. 25-06. That was really good. I mean, didn't see anything too amazing on that one so far, but we're gonna go and try it on a red deer. And yeah, now the 17 is just fantastic. I really like that gun. Alright, a red deer, huh? Let's go here, because this is my favourite red deer area. Very sad you don't have the pack out yet. Super excited for this one. Yeah, I think this is a good pack. I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed. I gotta say I wasn't extremely excited for it. Because I'm always honest. Weapon packs aren't necessarily the thing that get me super excited. But the guns are really good. Please can I rest? Game? Please? Okay. Please? Oh! Right there, I had it for a second. It's in this area. I'm now stuck in the tent, though. Help. Okay, we're gonna fast travel somewhere else and then we'll come back. Seems like the 17 HMR's best class 1-2 gun that's gonna be in the game? Yeah. Like, based off of those couple of tests, it's gotta be up there. I feel like it's the best, just from that. Really, really good. No, I'm going to the fireplace. That's not where I want to go. I always go the wrong way in this outpost. The Pine Marten's family felt that shot? Lol. Is 509 sights only? Someone say that it is. No, you can put a scope on it. Absolutely fine, put a scope on it. I've got the Odin on it right now. Probably no 22 trick with it? Yeah, definitely not. Because it's a 1-2. If it was just class 1, maybe, but because it's 1-2, it'll be too much. So, that would be the one downside. But yeah, I love this this lake for red deer. It's always a great spot for them. And fox. There's always a lot of fox up here. Red grouse. It's a very nice little little area. But yeah, this is going extremely well so far. We're doing well on our challenge. We've had a look at the moose, which are amazing. We've seen a new rare fallow, which was beautiful. Hi, Sea Kayak. Hi. How are you? The 17 is what the 22 mag wishes it was, yeah. It's definitely a lot more powerful, in my experience so far. I've got a lot of big fox about. What is the 500's weight? It should tell me in here, doesn't it? No. Does it tell me in inventory? Or is it only in the store? It'd help if I press the right things. Yeah, it must only be in the store. I don't know, is the answer then. I never pay attention to the weight stats on things. Literally ever, so I'd have to look for that in a second. Next time we fast travel. IRL, the 17HMR is super accurate, but gets affected quite a bit by the wind at extended ranges. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if it does in game or not. Although I feel like you'll mainly be using it fairly close. So maybe, I don't know. That might be something that we need to test at some point and see how good it is at long ranges. There's a red deer. Not a big one, but a red deer. Should just make it class 1 to 3, probably sheds class 3 animals too. That's what I was thinking. That's why I said that if I see a roe deer, it might get smoked with it. There's a better red. That's 7. We'll see what all's here, and then we'll... There's an 8. Going up. Penetration on the 17. It doesn't give it that. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, not much, according to that, which is clearly wrong. Like, it has a lot more penetration than you'd think based off of that. I guess maybe it scales, like, with the animals that it's supposed to be used on, so it technically isn't a lot of penetration. But because it's a small animal, it seems like a lot, maybe? Yes, I know that you're here somewhere. But I'm going to shoot one of these. That guy right there. With the 25-06. How far was that? Yeah. Wait for him to pick his head up. I mean... He's going down pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not the most effective rifle for them, but definitely doable. Like, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Yeah. That, I don't know. The 25-06 might be my least favourite in the pack. I don't know. I don't know. It's not that I dislike it. I just don't think it's as standout as the 17 and the 500 have been to me so far. Yeah, decent enough. Definitely very usable. It's not a criticism of it in any way. I don't think it's standing out quite as much to me as the other rifles. Or other weapons, I should say, currently. Was it this far? Apparently so. Not a problem, Congo Man. Penetration is key. Yeah, that's the thing in this game. Penetration is way more important than expansion. Because at the end of the day, the way the system works is you have to hit a vital, right? Quick kill. It would help if I didn't stutter over my words. Quick kill is no longer important. So all you need to do is hit a vital, and so therefore penetration is more important because you've got a higher chance at hitting a vital. As you can see, that's more than enough penetration. Single lung, like I said, not the quickest thing to kill a red deer, ethically, but not a problem taking it down. Like, absolutely fine. As long as you know, shoot at the vitals, you're not going to have a problem, I don't think, really. Looking at that penetration, I'd say you're going to be fine on a good variety of angles. Pretty good. Pretty good. Right. Let's go back down to an area where we might see roe while we wander about as well. And we can try and get something with the shotgun for the golds. Today's players would rage at con checks. Yeah. Gotta make sure you had all your consecutive harvest bonuses. Those were some interesting days. Similar to the 257 on reds, yeah. It's oh, wait for the 500 while I'm here. And hi Maya, how are you? How are you? Right, let's have a look-see. Wait, let's do all of them while we're here. Storage. So, the 25-06 is 3.5 weight. The 17 HMR is 2.5. The 500 is 4.5. And the combo shotgun is 3.5. So there's all the weights for the carry capacity for the weapons. So, yeah, the 500 is fairly heavy, but I kind of expected that, I gotta say. It feels like it would be a heavy weapon. But you can easily compensate, you know. These days, you can wear a big backpack and you'll be fine running around. Which, to me, is wild, because the entire time I've played this game, like, nearly 10,000 hours across 2 platforms, I've never been able to wear a backpack. Because, like, if you wore a backpack, you would, spook everything. For as long as I played the game, you wear any size of backpack, it wasn't worth it. Because every animal in a 10-mile radius knew you were there. Nowadays, you can wear the biggest backpack possible. And it doesn't really do that much to spook stuff. I remember testing that out when they gave us the early access for that update. And I put a big backpack on, and I'm running around, and I was like, nothing's spooking. Like, at any further distance than, like, what I felt they really would normally. The only time I ever found it made any kind of difference, maybe, and it was very slight, it wasn't, oh, it's obviously this, it's, maybe it's this, is when I was trying to get stupidly close to stuff, like I do, to take pictures. But it's like, oh, they actually are a thing that you can use in this game now. They're actually functional, which is fantastic. And I'm so pleased that they actually adjusted that. No Cullingham, man. They are absolutely fine to use now, yeah. So these days, like, you can just wear a backpack. Just go for it. It's not a problem. Like, for the longest time, when people would tell me, oh, Mel, I can't get anywhere near as close to animals as you can. I was like, are you wearing a backpack? Yes. Well, there's your problem. Nowadays, I can't ask that as the first question. I have to start going through everything else first. Because it's just not a problem. Anywhere near as much as it used to be. Yeah, it's great. It's really good. It makes for, you know, being able to carry a lot more stuff. It's very useful in that regard. And again, that kind of gives you more flexibility with your loadouts. So, yeah. That was a very, very good change that they made. Apparently it was, like, a bit bugged, from what I understand, and it wasn't working the way it should have been. Yeah, I'll be going for Great One Row. I'm planning on doing it on this map, which is partly why we're here right now. There's a lot of small game here, which is what I need for this challenge, and we should be able to get it right here, I think. But I do know that there's a certain creature in this area, I won't lie, I've just remembered. There's a certain thing in this area that if we do not get a gold with this, we will certainly get, we will get a gold with the other thing. Right, so that's the birdshot. And that's the buckshot. Oh, so you can switch and you can... Ooh. Interesting. So you can have the birdshot and the buckshot. And then you can put... Okay, interesting. You can have many different types of ammo for this then. So I did put it on the birdshot. Right. See if we can get them both. I think we did, yeah. Nice, damn. That killed them quick. That was a clean double as well. We didn't get any hens. And yeah, there we go. That's the final gold for the challenge. So we have a gold with every single one of the new weapons. That completes the challenge. And that means I will have, I believe, if, you know, I've understood everything correctly, 4 codes to give away for the DLC once I have sent this in and submitted it as evidence that I have actually done so. So cool! And I'll have to work out how I'm going to do the giveaway, whether I'll do it through a video. I probably will do it through Discord just because it's easier. Could someone post the Discord link for me while we're talking about it? Oh, thank you so much, Maya, for becoming a member again for 7 months. You've been a member for 7 months. That means I've been in here and able to stream for 7 months. That's wild. It feels like it was yesterday. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that, Maya. You are far too kind. Thank you. And I know you're already in the Discord, obviously. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. But yeah, I'll have to work out if and / when I get given the codes, how I'm gonna do the giveaway. I always get really tense about doing giveaways to make sure I do it right and make sure it's all fair for everyone. Me being me and being nervous about things. But whilst we're here, we're gonna go and see if we can find that other creature that I spotted earlier, because I was too busy focused on roe deer, if I'm honest, and I was like, I will come back for you, and then I just remembered when I looked over here, it might not be here at this time of day, but it will probably be around here somewhere, I imagine. Just don't use the buckshot on a level 3 red grouse. I will try not to. That's the one thing with guns where you can use more than one type of ammo. I generally don't recommend it. I'll be fully honest. I generally don't recommend it, because it is so easy if you have, you know, the ability to switch between different classes of ammo. You accidentally shoot a diamond with the wrong thing, or a great one with the wrong thing, and then, you know, it's messed up. And it's like, if you only have something that's one type of ammo, then it's a bit less of a risk in that regard, right? So generally, I tend to not actually recommend the combination type weapons, but if you are very diligent about checking, and you know you are, they can be very useful. And also, there is said creature. We have a level 3 black grouse on the map. 120 to 130. Decent enough estimate. And we're going to hope that he makes diamond and we can actually take... Should we take him with the 17 HMR? Just for lols? Or the shotgun? What do you guys want? Shotgun or the 17 HMR? I kind of want to shoot it with the 17 HMR just because it's quite funny. And thank you again, Maya. I really appreciate it. I don't know what the record is for moose red. I know it's like 301 point something, but I don't know what it is exactly. I can't remember. It might be 301.6 something. I'm not sure. But yeah, what should we take this guy with? I'm leaning towards 17. Oh, you want the shotgun, Collingham man? That's one vote for the shotgun. And we'll make sure we actually use the correct ammo on it. So how do you use the rifle part? Does it tell you? No. Okay, oh, is it because... Okay. Ammo. 22 mag. It does have the 22 mag in it. And then it has the birdshot and the buckshot? No. Oh, okay. I see. So it's swapping between those in the inventory. Shotgun. Okay. How do you use the 22 part? Hold the reload button. Oh. Thanks, GunHub. I wasn't sure. We'll use that then. We'll use the shotgun, but the 22 part of it. The challenge, Monk, was to get a gold or better with every single one of the weapons in this weapon pack, which we just did with the red grouse. But we are now about to shoot a diamond, hopefully, with the new shotgun. But we're going to use the 22 part of it, because we haven't used that bit, so I think we should test it. Challenge thyself, madam. Yeah, don't just blow it away with the 17 HMR. I am curious, though. How good is this? Is it fairly accurate? It is. And it smacks. Well, nice. So that was pretty good then. So, you know, we have now used every single part of every single one of the new weapons as well. Because we've used both parts of the combination shotgun. I keep wanting to say drilling rifle because, yeah, of the drilling rifle being in game before. But yeah, now we've used everything. And we have a level 3 black grouse. They're so pretty. Like, the iridescence on their feathers is so gorgeous. Like, these are my favourite colours. Like, the blues, which I'm sure is a massive surprise if you look at the channel colours, that blue is my favourite colour. But, yeah. A big diamond black grouse. I think that might be my biggest diamond black grouse. That's up there. I'm taxing it. Yeah, that's either my biggest or, like, second biggest. I think that's my biggest, though. 123.73? That's a really decent size black grouse diamond. On Tournasheen with the Cassidy combination shotgun. Nice. We've been doing really well this stream. Got a new rare. We got a diamond with one of the new guns. And we've completed all the challenges as well. Heck yeah. And damn, look at the penetration on that. With the 22 mag jacketed hollow. That's really good, honestly. Yeah, okay, it's a black grouse, but double lung? That's a really clean shot. I actually kind of like the Cassidy. Heck yeah. And now, let's hunt some roe deer. Let's do it. Let's hunt some roe deer. We've done everything else, it's roe deer time. Obviously, we're not really set up for grinding, but I don't really care right at this potential moment in time. At this particular moment in time, I just kind of want to go and shoot some. So what are the fallow deer rares, the new ones? Well, we know leucistic, because we shot one over on Tay. They're really pretty as well, really pretty. Very reminiscent of the erythristic Isabeline muley does. Kind of like a faint golden colour, but still with the white spots. Really, really nice. Really nice. As for the other furs, which must be rares, as we've deduced, based on the fact that we didn't see any anything else new. They're absolutely, they must be rares. And yeah, I bet they're going to be gorgeous. And I really do want to see what they will look like. We will stick with the new weapons. Is it going to let me... Can I rest? Please? Do I have to be in a specific point? There we go. It's late they drink, isn't it? You're glad that they got more rares? Yeah, they're really nice. Or at least the Leucistic is, so I imagine the others are as well. Rodeo are late on this map, but I can't remember exactly when they start. We'll just go from here. I honestly haven't hunted them really specifically on this map since Tor released, because like I've been so busy with other species, and it's kind of roe have just been more of an opportunity kill, because they're kind of very everywhere. I'd like to spot the other fox. That's the 7 that's been in this area. So they go into their drink zone, so it must be a little bit later, I'm imagining. How many great ones do I have? I think it's... Hang on, I did write it down because I restarted my my account. I have 85 great ones total. 85. I have every single great one species in the game and 85 of them total. So, it's not too bad. There's some species where I have a lot. There's some where I have just a couple. Like moose, I've got 11. Tar, I've got 10. Wolves, I've got 15, I think. Fallow, I've got 15. Fox, I've got 3. Whitetail, I've got like 13. What other species even are there? Fallow, whitetail. Black bear, I've got 5, and they're all unique. Which makes me not want to grind bears anymore. Because it's like, okay, well, I'm just asking for duplicates. Oh, it's 14 to 17? Oh, okay. So that's why this guy's now walking away from the drink zone area. Thank you, Cullington Man. And yeah, we will be using the 500 to cull these. And as expected, there's no more roe deer if you shoot them with that. Yeah, I put a lot of time into this game, Coded. I'm 9,500 and something hours on PC, and then 1,000 and something hours on Xbox, which is where I started, which is why I still use an Xbox controller. Handgun only roe deer grind? I mean, it would be possible, like, with the 243 handgun. I'm not saying it would be the worst thing, even, but I don't want to. It would be possible. It wouldn't be, necessarily efficient, but it would be more possible than some of the challenge grinds I've heard, like bow grinds and stuff. Yeah. 500 deletes roe deer. So we'll change the time again. 3:57 would be rough, yeah. 17 HMR, 12 animal 0. It's a great gun. Like, they really did a good job with that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. But it's really good. Okay, so we can have a look at the weights again, because I can't remember. We did just do it, but we'll do it again, because numbers... I don't remember numbers. 3.5 for the 25-06. 2.5 for the 17 HMR. 4.5 for the 500. And 3.5 for the Casti combination shotgun. I hope that that helps you, Nelson, with the weight. I've got to get, like, right into a specific position for this to work. So if it's 14, we'll do it 16. You have your clown clips now, babe? Well done. We will, get the thumbnail and stuff sorted for that and do it soon. The gun pack isn't out. The update and the gun pack is the 14th. For some reason, I can't get it in my head that it's the 14th. I keep having to check that it's the 14th. I keep wanting to say the 12th, I think, for some reason. What are my thoughts on how hard the roe deer grind is going to be because of pairs and solos? I think it's going to be interesting if you want to herd manage. Because, yeah, the pairs thing, right? It's going to be kind of like fox. You're going to have to make sure that you get the doe that is associated with that buck. And so if you're trying to leave stuff, you need to make sure that you are obviously, you know, taking the right animals in correlation to pairs. My idea so far, I can talk about this now. Hang on a minute, what does that say? Want to sell any great ones? No, I do not approve of people selling great ones. Not only does it break the game's terms of service and is illegal, because you're making money off of something that is not yours, it's not your content to be selling and making money off of, but I'm also an official content creator, and I do not agree with any kind of stuff like that. So not only do I not sell them, but I would appreciate it not being asked or talked about, please. But yeah, so my plan for the grind on this map is, okay, so roe deer are kind of like draw a line. They're kind of in this area, right? They can go along the top part of the river. And the top part of the river is the thing that most people are very concerned about when it comes to grinding Taunt Machine. My idea is to put a row from, like, say here, maybe here, 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 and maybe here, of feeders, right? And only use feeders for the area along the top of the river. And only in that area shoot anything that's above level 1. And so try and get the specific animals that go along the top of the river, try and get those down to level 1s, like small level 1s, and then just leave that area. And then just work with just the lakes, like bucks, does, big or small. That's kind of my thought at the minute. So it will be herd managed along the river, not herd managed, I guess, on the lakes. But that's just a plan at the minute. I need to test it. Obviously, I know the roe do drink along here, so I can check the drink zones as well. Like, I have got drink zones for certain species in a couple places. These are roe deer, from when I was running along doing missions. So I can always check the drink zones themselves to collaborate with the feeders in these areas. But I feel like that could help pull some of the most annoying deer away, like, just so that I can be able to get them into open areas where I can shoot them to manage them more effectively. So, maybe? I know a lot of people, though, are talking about doing it on Quattro. There's potentially some spawn traps on there. I might end up switching to Quattro, but I want to try this with roe deer, because I had this idea of putting a line of feeders and only using them for those, and seeing if that works, and use the lakes for everything else. I think I'm going to end up shooting a lot of roe deer, probably, for this grind. I don't know. We'll see how it works. It could work really, really well. That plan could work that I've come up with. Or it could be absolutely terrible and nothing like what I would hope. If it doesn't work anything like what I would hope, and I see that, friends in the community are having more success on Quattro, and they recommend I try Quattro, then I'll try Quattro. I'm not adverse to, trying different things, but I would prefer to do Scotland roe deer grind. I just prefer the map, I just prefer everything on it. So, we will test, we will see. and we will just adapt, basically, depending on how that goes. Yeah, gator, unfortunately people do. And like I said, it's very illegal. And it's very problematic. It's the same as, like, the trading world. It's stuff that shouldn't be being done, but people do it, and yeah, it's not great. So, and obviously as a content creator, that, you know, being an official content creator, I cannot, you know, endorse anything such as that, and would very much recommend that other people do not do that. You'll be doing Hills and Quattros, you already have a lot of level 1s on your river. Sounds ideal. Now, obviously, normally I would not be using the 500 to shoot roe deer. I'd actually have the 300 AR. But because we are doing a stream with the new weapons, I am going to just take a few with the 500. I'm more worried about actually just killing a few than efficiency right now. Because I can always come back after stream and just take the does that need taking out from these areas. Oh, that didn't hit him. Okay. It's a slow moving round, the 500. Thank you, Colby. I appreciate it. I do like the 500. But it's not something I would use for grinding roe. Not normally. Did it tell you posted a link? Let's have a look. Oh. I don't know why it did that. I'm so sorry. Nightbolt's being mean. Telling lies. How does the 500 do against moose? Really well. We shot some at the very beginning of the stream with it, and yeah, they didn't go very far. Very far at all. It was pretty good. Good lord, the 500 sounds so nice. It does. Hey, Mels, don't want to pay for a great one, but you'll do chores for one. Oh, that's brilliant. Just have, like, that one person that accused me of having other people grind for me. Like, yeah, totally. I definitely... I don't know what they thought, like, I pay someone, I guess? Or pay people to grind for me? Like, yeah, I definitely do that. I definitely have a team of people. I don't do it myself. No, no, no. Paying to have someone grind for you would be very interesting. That's gonna be too close, I think. I don't want to blow the area out, I suppose. But then I suppose I'm trying to kill the pairs, so it doesn't really matter, right? Okay. So it's got quite a bit of drop to it as well. Damn. Quite a bit of drop. At that kind of distance. With 0, 4, and 50. All the roe deer up there. Yeah, like that didn't even hit. Let's 0 for 300 and try it. I'm just experimenting now based on how I shoot with the 300. People are delusional. Yep. I don't have 10 salary employees grinding for me. Yeah. I don't have that kind of money. That got that one. Okay, okay. Interesting. Widgeons. Alert, Widgeons. Yeah, I would be alert if I heard a gun like this going off as well. Speaking of, when do we get food again? Kind of hungry in the basement. Oh, that was a comment of all time. Someone was convinced that I paid someone for your Super Rare Tiger back when Sundar came out. Like, dog, I was a mod in the official Discord at the time. Why on earth would I do stupid crap like that? Yeah, back when Sundar came... Well, I guess it was before Sundar came out, because it was in early access, and I got accused of modding in my rare tigers. In early access. It's like, I don't think, unless I was some kind of tech genius, that I would be able to do that. And I'm not a tech genius. I have to ask for help to get into the early access for everything. I always get really confused. That was always really amusing to me, that someone said that I modded in my rare tigers from early access. And then Flinter was like, no, I watch her on Steam every day, and she's putting in more hours than, like, anything else. It's just a stupid amount of time put in, shooting as many of them as I could, because I wanted to make cool videos. And it paid off. You won't understand people paying for great ones, literally paying someone to play a video game for you? Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm modding in early access because I'm so hacker. As if, like, I would even be allowed early access if I was gonna do stuff like that. Like, they do check. I don't know what people, like, think that EW just grabs us off the street, like, random people, and will just, you know, asks us to test. Like, they do check. Like, and the amount of times I've sent my save file in for EW, like, because I found something and I'm like, hey, this is bugged. And they're like, oh, can you send us over your save file so we can have a look at it? It's like, yeah, sure, not a problem. Like, if I was modding on it, they would know straight away, because they look in, you know, obviously they're looking in the files to try and diagnose whatever bug I brought up. Like, when I, if any of you remember, when I did the 100% of Call of the Wild, and I went and got all the achievements, and then there was the Quattro one that was broken, right at the end, I straight up, I sent messages into EW, and I was like, hey, this is broken. And they said, oh, okay, can you send us your save file so we can, you know, have a look at whatever it is that's causing it to not, activate, because we know you've got every achievement that it should work, so we can use that as a test. And I was like, yeah, sure, here it is. Fix it, so that I can have my achievement. And then sure enough, I think it was the next update, we got the fix, and I was really pleased. Because it, you know, at the end of the day, I want everyone's game to work, not just mine. So when there's a bug, I always, you know, send them a report. And if I can help fix it by providing a save file, then sure. You say I have 10,000 hours plus, yeah? It's crazy to call someone with that many hours a cheater. I know! It's like, if I was cheating, I really wouldn't need to put this many hours in. I would just have everything. And there wouldn't be animals that I desperately want that I just don't have still. Watching some of Flinter's shorts, and there was a few comments saying how he's getting so close to animals without spooking them, he must be hacking. I had that so much. When I was getting my Great One Moose, and I was doing all my moose grinds, I was trying to get that big rack, non-typical. Because I was getting really close to the Great One Moose that did spawn to take pictures and stuff for the videos and all that jazz, because I like taking pictures of my Great Ones. I just enjoy it. I am a photographer. In real life, I take lots of pictures of real life animals, and I like to do it in game. It just adds to the experience for me. The thing is, because I've played this game so long, I know how to get close to animals. Like, I know how to play the wind, I know about the vision direction cone on animals and how to approach them from behind, and then move around them to get, you know, an angle for a picture and stuff. And I had so many people saying there's no way you can get that close to a great one without it spooking. You're using this glitch, this mod, that mod. So I had to make a video literally just explaining how I get close to animals. It's still on the channel. Like, because people straight up just did not believe that it was possible. And I was like, it's very possible with any animal. Oh, I was still 0 for 300. Yeah, it's just knowing the game and how it works, and having the right perks and the right setups, and just, yeah, once you know what you're doing, it's really not hard to get that close to things. It can take time, but I wouldn't equate that to difficulty necessarily. And also the people that get really mad when I post a short from, like, stalking up to a great one, and the great one just doing whatever it's doing. Or, not even the great one. The one that got so much hate on it is a clip of me filming one of the melanistic tigers in early access for Sundar Patan. It's my most popular piece of content ever, that one short. But 99% of the comments on it are, why didn't you shoot it? And I'm like, I did in the full video. And they're like, why would you just let that animal kill you? Why would you just let it run off? I'm like, because it was in single player, in early access, and I was demonstrating how the tigers attack, but it was a rare and it was cool. Like, it's okay. I don't have to just shoot everything the second that I see it. If it's something cool, why not just take a few seconds to look at it? And if it's in single player, take as long as you want. It doesn't matter. It's not going anywhere until you kill it. Like, it's really not a problem. How's the Diamond Mountain Hare grind going? Terrible, because they don't exist. How many Great One Wolves do you have? I'm up to 24 now. I'm still missing Razorwind. I've got... I want to say it's either 14 or 15. I can't remember. 15? I think? And I'm still missing, oh, what's it called? Me and Kyla are missing the same one. It's the one Flinter got recently. Why? It's the red one with the purple eyes. I've completely blanked on what it's called. It's not Battlethorn. That's the one I've got. There was Battlethorn and then the one that sounded very similar. I can't think. But that one. The red one. The one that I really specifically was trying to get. Never got that one. Once you got your... Scarborn, that's it. Scarborn, thank you. I couldn't think. Yeah, that one. Don't have him. That's the only one I'm missing. Once you've got your Great One Red Deer, you turn the HUD and you tracks off to make it realistic and set it to their feet and walked around hunting him instead of shooting him drinking. It was really fun. Build, fish, catch. Exactly. It makes it like even more special. Like, getting a great one is always special, don't get me wrong. If you get a great one and you just shoot it, that's absolutely, like, if you want to do that, cool. Still really cool. Awesome. Like, you got a great one. But for me, I don't, if I've worked so hard to get that variation, or, you know, even if it's just a new variation and I'm specifically working for another one, once I've got a great one in front of me, I'd like to take some time just to be like, damn, I did it. Because that's one thing I don't take for granted with this game, is that the next grind I do could always be a really painful grind, right? I had that 8,000 kill moose grind as my very first moose grind, and I didn't think I was ever going to get one. So, in my head, I'm always like, well, there's always a chance that I don't see another great one for 6 months, a year, maybe even longer if the RNG doesn't work for me. You know, I believe herd management does have an effect. That's my personal belief. Don't have to agree with me, but that's my personal belief. But even still, I know that there would be, and there is, an element of RNG, regardless. Because that's why some people have longer grinds, even with herd management. Most are shorter, but some do go long. So I would just rather take that moment to be like, I did it. I got it. Let's just enjoy it for a minute. Rather than, oh, it's over in 30 seconds. Like, see it, wham bam, and it's dead. You can bestow upon me your mountain hair luck if I can bestow upon you your rock ptarmigan luck. Yeah, sure, have it. I never hunt them anymore, so have it. You have dupes of all the other furs, but it refuses to give you razor wind for some reason. I hope you get it, Burb King. It's a really nice fur. Good luck. DB Hunting, thank you so much for becoming a minion. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the membership. That is so very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so very kind. It is really appreciated. Honestly, you kind of hate having that many Great One Wolves. Never wanted this many and they aren't exciting anymore. That's why I stopped grinding wolves. When I got my Vanguard, it was right before an update. Update with the boar, I think, wasn't it? What came after wolves? Boar, yeah. So it was right before this map with boar. And I was like, you know what? I've got all bar one fur. I'm getting so many duplicates. I had like 4 of one fur. And then like 2 of another and 2 of another. I was like, and I had 2 super rares and a super troll. And I was like, this is becoming more of a job now. Like, I'm only really excited for the one fur. And I don't really want to just keep going and going and going, necessarily. Like, yes, I really like Scarborn. It's a great fur. And maybe eventually I will go back. But I didn't feel the drive to just keep going for just one fur, if that makes sense. It's the same reason why I won't go for another black bear, intentionally. If I get another one, I'll still be really excited. But I have 5 different furs. There's only 6 furs. Did 5 grinds and I've got 5 furs. I don't want to do another grind and, like, almost certainly get a duplicate. The chances of me getting 6 grinds with 6 unique furs is very low. So, I don't know. I don't feel the need to go for it. Oh my gosh, Maya, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really, really appreciate that. And who did it go to? It went to Cullingham Man. Thank you. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much. That's far too kind. You're all so amazing. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. You just want to complete the collection and Razorwind is one of your favourite furs anyway. Totally understand. Sometimes you just get into that, like, really trying for it. If I had, like, more time, I would have probably tried maybe a little bit harder to try and get the Scarborn, but because the pigs, the boar were coming out and Scotland was coming out and all that exciting stuff, I didn't want to carry on with it right then. Maybe one day I'll try and complete them. It's the same with Tar. I'm only missing 1 Tar fur. So, maybe one day. You know? Maybe one day. But for now, I am happy with it. Gotta send your support. Thank you, Maya. I really appreciate it. You don't have to do that. Thank you. Unpopular opinion, but the Great One... The Bear Great One? Yeah, is not the highest tier, maybe. I don't know. It's not my favourite. There were some concept art ones that were really cool. And I feel like at that time they didn't maybe want to push the boat out as far on some of the more fantasy great ones. But I kind of feel like the one that they had with the bear that had like white fur with like some like beautiful like swirls in it would have been really cool. Like, I would have grinded really hard for that specific variant. I kind of like it when there's at least one mystical kind of variant, because almost all animals seem to have a piece of folklore around them, especially bears and stuff, where it's like talking about how unreal they looked in some aspect because they were supposed to be mythological. And I like that, personally. I know not everyone does. And I like it when they do a half and half. Like, half realistic, half more mythology type vibes. Because then it caters kind of for everyone at that point. So, I kind of like it when they do it like that. Which they've actually done for a lot of great ones recently, which I think is really, really good. you don't grind without HM anymore. Had multiple no HM grinds and they all went multiple thousands of kills. And your HM grinds, most of them they popped under 1k, kind of undeniable to you that it increases the odds. That's basically the same with me. 8k for first moose, started HMing for the second, got it in around 2000, and then for the other 9, it was only a few hundred kills or less a piece. Same with wolves. Like, I got really lucky with the first one. Second one took thousands and thousands across 2 maps. Just couldn't get it to pop. Finally it popped on Medved, went back to Yukon, heavily herd managed them, and I was popping them like no tomorrow. I think I had 2 or 3 in one day just on wolves, so. But that is going to be it for the stream. I hope that's okay. My throat is struggling a little bit, I won't lie. It's probably because I haven't streamed for, you know, very long in quite a while. But we got a lot done today. So we did complete the challenge. So I can submit this stream now for all 4 of the gold challenges. And we actually got a diamond with the Cassidy as well. So we actually did 1 tier higher with that one. We got the brand new leucistic fallow deer, which, like I said, I'm going to make that into a short, I think. I'll clip that from this stream, because that was really cool, actually seeing it like that. Yeah, nice to get a live reaction to something brand new, right? Don't get to do that very often. So I'll make that into a short. And yeah, and we've shot a good number of roe deer and other things and tested the weapons out. I hope that's, you know, giving you guys a good look at the new weapon pack, the moose racks, and obviously one of the new rare fallow deer furs. Any questions, feel free to either leave them in the VOD comments, video comments, Discord, any of the places. Thank you for sticking the Discord link in chat. And yeah, thanks to all the mods. Thank you for all the, you know, memberships, gifted memberships, everything. I appreciate you all so, so much, and for all the chat. And I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you for being here. And I will catch you in the next stream or video or whatever we end up doing. But that is going to be it. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.